You know, a lot of people think that you need a fortune to join a gym, but here at Advanced Fitness Center, you get everything you need for $23.99 a month. That means full access to our free weights. Oh, snap. Cardio machines. And overall, it's just a great workout environment, all without breaking the bank. No contracts, no hidden fees, no alarms that goes off when you're lifting too heavy. Just a gym that works for you. So, if you're looking for a place to train that's affordable, AFC is the spot. Come check us out today. I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
What is up, WTP fam? It's your boy back with another episode of Wrestling Today podcast. I'm the host, George Hernandez, and today we got a special guest, none other than the NTW GM, the Toy Man, Chris Hill. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing wonderful. Thanks for having me on today. It's a pleasure for sure.
Oh man, this is lovely. You know, if anybody knows, this is kind of being done behind someone's back. A certain Deshaun Good, not gonna say his name, but yeah, man. I mean, this is a big honor for us to have you here. I'm really glad that you were able to come on and let us know what's going on.
You're saying we were doing it behind his back, but here's the thing. He purchased all the equipment, all the domain name, all the stuff, and they did nothing with it. I mean, it's NTW property. And so when I talked with you about it, I said, you know what, we should probably do something with this, not just let it sit there idle and let Oral Gang, sit on another wasted thing with NTW. So, it's behind his back, but it's approved by the board. So this is NTW property.
I mean, you heard it from him, man. That's the guy that's running the place right now. So, we're all good except, the little Temu lawyer, the Better Call Saul looking guy.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about him. I'm always filming proof for you or something. I don't know. I've not seen anybody here with cameras, so I don't know. They're probably watching online right now and taking notes.
How to do a podcast. I'm just kidding.
That's probably it. Yeah, that's what it was. They didn't know how to do a podcast, and so it just sat there. Oral Gang and kind of having a hard time with things. So.
Oh yeah, but before we continue on from all that, let's give you a quick moment to just introduce yourself to the WTP Nation.
Okay. Yeah. No. Thank you. So, I'm the Toy Man, Chris Hill. Everyone asks, why Toy Man? I've been around Advanced Pro Wrestling out of Cleburne for about 3 years. And when I first started, we owned a toy store. I basically did a podcast for APW, and people started calling me Toy Man, and the name stuck. And so we ran with it. And so I'm the Toy Man, Chris Hill, because of the toy store that I owned. But I'm a fan like many of you. I never been a wrestler. I've never been in the ring. I've never been trained. I just was a fan who did a podcast and then started doing commentary. And funny thing with NTW, when Deshaun got kicked out for his antics, people were posting all these videos. I put my name in for NTW general manager. I put my name in for NTW general manager. And I just posted a video saying, yeah, I'm the Toy Man. And I put my name in for the NTW general manager. And it caught fire. And, but I was just going to the shows. I was just enjoying it. I was supporting the guys. And when the board of directors approached me and said, hey, you're very popular. You seem to know what you're talking about. How would you feel about being general manager? At first, I kind of thought it was a joke. I was like, but it wasn't April though. So, I mean, it was, but yeah, I accepted it. I ran with it. And now I'm having a blast with North Texas Wrestling and, trying to get things back on track after the train wreck that the boss created here at NTW.
It's funny you talk about that poll they did on Facebook to crown the new GM.
Hmm.
I know my buddy Tex Mex threw my hat in there, and I think I came neck and neck with you on that.
Yeah.
I was like, I can be a GM. Don't know
It-
how to be a GM, but I could probably do a better job than Deshaun.
oh yeah, no, and anybody could do a better job than him right now. I mean, that's I'm not putting anything past him. He built a great product, but
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know why he decided to tear it down. It just, I mean, our ring, our world. It, I don't know. I don't get it. It's power trip, 100%
yeah.
power trip.
Sounds like
It
an Eric
stopped being about
Bischoff.
the wrestlers. Yeah, stop being about the wrestlers and stop being about the fans and about the power that Deshaun could have. So there you got
Hey,
it.
you know, the power can get to your head sometimes. It
Very much
happens,
so.
right?
Hmm.
But you said you work with APW, Advanced Pro
Hmm.
Wrestling. You're actually a current commentator over there,
Yeah.
and you also run the podcast, the Squared Circle,
Yeah.
alongside other APW wrestlers. I
Yeah,
mean,
we've kind of had a rotating door of co-hosts with me, but I've been doing the podcast, the Squared Circle. We do it Thursday nights live at 7:30. Um, talk about APW. We talk a little bit about the North Texas wrestling. We talk about some of the other, people around, but we do focus on APW. Obviously, it's their platform, and I, go with it. But the wrestlers wrestle in other areas, so we talk about where they're at and what they're doing. But uh, yeah, so we've been doing that for 2 years or so now, and it's been a lot of fun, and it was something. The interesting thing about it is that, again, I was a fan. I just started. I thought about, I should do a podcast and just talk about things that happen, and uh, we were actually at the toy store, and the current, King Outlaw Jason Bruce wanted to do a podcast from there, and he was supposed to be with somebody else who got sick that day, and he says, "Well, why don't you sit in with me?" And I sat in with him, and all of a sudden, King Outlaw's turning on APW, and the board kicked him out and said, "Here, you take over the podcast." And I was like, "Wait, I'm doing the podcast? I was co-host, not a host."
man,
And so, yeah, now we've had a rotating door. I've had Tony the Tiger Myers. I've had the Mouthy and Mosley. I've got uh, currently Jay Kirby's doing it with me. But you never know who's going to be next.
oh yeah. But you mentioned Jason Bruce. He's also co-owner of Advanced Fitness Center, who's also a
Yes,
sponsor of this, by the way.
and it's where I'm at right now, is in the office of Advanced Fitness Center. I do help out here during the day sometimes, and this happens to be one of those days.
And they can find that gym in Killeen, Texas.
It's Keene,
Keene, Texas.
Keene, yeah, and Advanced Fitness Center. That's the home of the APW training grounds. If you want to be trained to be a professional wrestler, if you're in Dallas, it's a short drive down here. Training every Monday and Thursday nights, as well as you get the full gym and workouts, and we've got all kinds of things: Zumba, yoga. Trying to get boxing going here. We
Hmm.
got the ring set up, so we're trying to rent out the boxing, and some other
Oh
surprises that we're trying to work on. But it's been a nice venture.
man, you said wrestling. You know, who knows? Maybe I'll get this old body in there and learn to
Originally I
kick
thought,
Deshaun's ass.
when they first talked about it, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do some training. And I watched that first training. I went, no, I'm too old for this.
Come on, man. You look no more than 35.
Yeah, I may look it. Yeah, no, I'm not a youngin. There's,
Oh man. But you've done all these things. You're currently working all these projects, but the biggest thing that a lot of people are excited about right now, and I know a lot of talent is that you helped build this partnership with WTP and NTW. Like, what was your thought process when you were trying to make this happen?
honestly, first off, it was to basically get something going. I mean, I love the fact that NTW can have a platform. I love the fact, and that that we have someone who is fan based and can talk to wrestlers in a way that maybe someone in the business, may not. I found that as I've been more and more involved as general manager, it does kind of, you get some biases, in all fairness. I mean, it's not on purpose. But when people are talking trash about you, there's only so much you can take
Oh yeah.
before you start having your favorites. But I wanted it to be a platform to be able to highlight individual wrestlers, what they're doing around North Texas. I've said it from the very beginning. I love the indie circuit. y- uh, if you're not in the Dallas area, you don't have to go to NTW. You don't have to go to APW. Go find someplace close to you and check out the indie action. There is some amazing stuff happening, some amazing individuals that do an amazing job. And the first time I went, I enjoyed it, but I didn't know anybody. It was kind of like but think about it. The first time you watched WWE, did you know anybody? You had to
Oh,
learn the individuals. You had to get to know them, get to know the characters, get to know what was going on. And it's the same thing with an independent show. You get to know these individuals, but the thing I love about it is that if you go to a live event, you're not sitting, you know, three balconies up watching it on watching them down below. You're three, four, you know, rows back, everybody's front row. Everyone's a floor seat at these
oh yeah.
shows, and you can get so much more interaction with the wrestlers and really get to hear them, see them, feel them. Feel the throws, feel the bounces, and you understand that these gentlemen, these ladies, they put everything on the line. Um, there's a lot of acrobatics, a lot of injuries, a lot of, it's real. I mean, it hurts. It these guys take a beating and they just keep going for the love of it. So
Oh yeah. All what he said I can vouch for. I have a damaged tripod with how close I got to the action. Um, it was at Operation Oro. I got home. I think it was during Jason Bruce's match. I can't remember. It was a tag team match, and he got thrown into the gate or whatever. And I got home, and one of my legs was broken on the tripod. I was like, "Oh my god, how did that happen?"
we
And then I
just
went,
did a we just did a cage match here, and I had my thing set up in a way that I thought was safe because they had the cage, and someone hit that cage and it gave a little bit and it
"Oh,
knocked my stuff everywhere.
oh man." So WTP fam, if you're watching, I'm taking donations for a new tripod. but but that's how personal it does get. When I'm at these shows, I started going last year because Tex Mex, who followed me on TikTok, was in my live and was like, "Hey, I'm a wrestler in Dallas. Would you mind coming to a show or so?" Sometime like, "Oh, when's the next one?" He told me, and I was there, and I've been going to every show since. And I met you back probably in November when you first became GM. We
Yeah, I
briefly
think.
talked,
Hmm.
and of course, I saw you take the power from Deshaun, which was a great moment. And then from there, you've evolved into a character on NTW. Of course, GM, and last month our last show was even better because the whole kicking him out and everything that was just gold. And I know your favorite part, me and Tex Mex talk, was the suplex on Deshaun.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it could not have happened to a nicer man. I'll just say that. There's
I think most people would agree with that. A lot of people that are not on his good side would agree with that part right there. But we're gonna lead into new beginnings since we're briefly discussing it. Um, I spoke with Tex Mex. I spoke with Red Chambers. Now it's time to get your side of everything, of what went down. You had a plan going in,
Mhm.
and it seemed at the beginning of the show the plan was going smooth.
Everything. If I have nothing if not meticulous in my planning, because I looked at what happened in November with the Oral Gang and how they just completely cheated, stole, beat up, took everything.
Yeah,
And so when at that point, I mean, that's when I hadn't fully decided if I wanted to be general manager or not. I At that show is when I I went and called them up and said, I accept. And they said, you're it, go for it. And so I came through just saying, no, this is over. I'm taking this job. I'm doing it. And we're going to be, and I went through and I knew all these wrestlers, personally. Um, when I set up these matches, I mean, Shogun and I have, known each other for several years. I've watched him work, several people here at APW. Um, AXL, I mean, again, another person that I was very familiar with. He was on a team that I put together at APW as well. Um, Tex-Mex, I mean, I've never worked with him necessarily, but watching him at NTW, I knew that he needed the shot. You're just kind of on and on, just kind of going through the list of these are the individuals that I want to take on this. Even even when you look at like Jacked and Juicy, I wasn't on really good terms with them at that point when I booked them,
Yeah.
but I knew they were the tag team to take on uh, Mikey B, and it just
Yeah.
I knew that was the right fit, and everything, like you said, everything was going to plan. Shogun won, took out King Carter. I was like ecstatic.
Oh
We
yeah.
we started things off right. Tex-Mex won. Jack and Juicy won. It just rolled. It rolled,
It was going smooth.
and until all of a sudden we hit this cruiserweight division, and Chance won, yet these low life thugs come out and jump him and start doing things, and come to find out they're part of the new Oral Gang. It's like, okay, the twins, evil twins, I don't know what you want to call them. I mean, I don't,
Oh
it just absolutely insane. They literally stole the belt. Like,
yeah.
they didn't win the belt. It's not like someone else who I feel stole a belt, but at least he got a pin. He literally stole the belt and took it home with him. You know, and then Deshaun shows up at the last show that we did here at APW, and all of a sudden Chance Fortune is taken out with injury.
Yeah.
I have to question what Deshaun was doing backstage at APW and what he had to do with that. I don't have any proof of it. It's just kind of a thought that maybe it could be fluke. It could be. I will admit it. I don't want to
Mhm.
slander anybody, but it could be a fluke. It's just a little bit suspicious. We'll go with that. Um, and then uh, Shogun gets baited into this next match, which wasn't even a match. I mean, all his cronies beat down Shogun, and
Yeah.
then Red Chambers makes a pin. Yes, he got a pin technically, but at what cost? I mean, but to have
Yeah.
all these plans in place and have everything going so right, and then Deshaun pulls a quick one out from under me, it just ate at me,
Yeah.
that.
I mean, it was no surprise that Shogun was going to answer the challenge. I mean,
Yeah,
Shogun, if you know who he is, Shogun Jackson, he's been in TNA. He's been all around Texas and other promotions. He's going to be a fighting champion. He's going to defend it when he gets called out, and I think that's what Deshaun was hoping for, and it worked out in his favor.
it did.
Unfortunately, Tex-Mex was trying to fight it. Shogun was out there trying to fight it. Numbers game got on him, and ultimately Red Chambers capitalized. Let's call it what it is, like a coward,
Yeah.
and took the belt. And the belt was stolen from the NTW talent.
And I actually drove Shogun to the airport that night after the show, and I just apologized that it happened. He's gracious. He wants revenge. He will be back. Um, he's got some stuff going on, so it probably won't be for a little bit, unfortunately. But Shogun will be back, and Deshaun better watch out for another suplex when that happens, because it's coming.
I mean, I'm hoping there's more than just a suplex. Hope there's a frog splash, a F5, a power bomb, a 1D, a 3D, whatever you want to call it.
We'll do it all. Yeah,
Do
let's.
it all. Because I know some of the talent asked me like, "What movie do you want to see?" It's like, I want to make a list for Deshaun.
Yeah.
Like this is what I want to see. Just these top 10. But we spoke about Shogun, which was a big deal for NTW. He's a big talent. I mean, how was it bringing him in? How did that feel for you to accomplish getting him into NTW? And
Oh,
you know,
absolutely amazing. I mean, like I said, I when we contacted him and said, "Hey, Shogun, we I've got a problem." He helped out with the problem I had at APW. He helped out with the problem we had at NTW. Shogun's a fixer, and he's always up for a challenge, and that's what I love about him. And I love. I'm gonna miss seeing him around for a little bit, but I wish him the best. I know it's a good thing for him. It's a great thing for him. I don't know if he's fully announced it, so I don't want to, you know. He's told me what's going on. It's a great opportunity for him that he's going to be taking some time off from wrestling, but honestly, it's going to be let's just say he's going to come back even stronger and meaner when he returns for sure.
and y'all best believe I'll be there watching.
Yeah.
I need to see that because I saw the guy like, man, this is a big dude.
And he's already been working really hard because when he first came to APW, I mean he's always been a big guy, but he was a little bit heftier too. He has slimmed up and bulked up, and in the time that I've known him, uh, I've gone through a weight loss myself. If you look at old the Squared Circle podcast, I mean I'm 100 pounds down myself,
Oh
but
yeah.
he's slimmed up and bulked up. I didn't do the bulk up. I just
Oh, I mean,
I,
they already call you the toy man. They can't call you the gun man.
yeah. Yeah. So, but anyway, I, I guess one other match that people have been questioning a little bit was how things happen with AXL and that other guy.
Oh, Devion Black.
I don't even want to say his name, honestly. All right, so when it comes to Devion Black, he tries to take the coward's way out. Um, he tried to get disqualified. I wasn't going to have anything of it. He tried to get counted out. I wasn't going to have any of that. Yeah, and it just kind of the thing of, you know what, let's just make this a no DQ, no, yeah, or it wasn't even, you could still get disqualified and still get counted out, but if you did, you lost the belt. We just made simple rule changes. And I know people question, well, how come you're doing that? That's not fair. I don't think taking the coward's way out is the right way. I don't like people getting disqualified in general. I think the fight should continue with some
Yeah.
sort of penalty. But uh, I had the power to restart the match, and so I did.
Yeah.
And Devion is having issues with that. Deshaun has issues with that. I don't care.
I
I mean, it was the
mean,
right thing to do.
you had to do what you had to do because AXL, really great talent. He also in APW. Um, he obviously earned a title shot,
Hmm.
and Devion was trying to get the coward's way out, if we want to put it that way. Try to get counted out, try to get disqualified, all within the first 2 minutes of being
Yeah, and
out
it
there.
wasn't even like the match had been gone on for 20 minutes and it happened. It happened like he walked out and s- went started to get disqualified like within the first minute. It
Yeah.
was he didn't want to wrestle. That was the problem. And so yeah, that's where we make changes.
He was trying to make the easy paycheck.
Very much so.
But ultimately, the match happened, and new champ was crowned. However, he wants to see it.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll get a rematch at some point down the road. I will allow Devion to have his shot because I don't think Axel has anything to worry about, honestly. That's
If you don't know who Axel is, he's a big dude.
yeah.
If you want to catch New Beginnings, it's on NTW's YouTube channel right now, so y'all can catch all the matches.
And let
And
me know if you think I was unfair. I don't think so, but I
nah,
could be biased a little bit.
I mean, we all were there. We all paid our tickets. We wanted to see a match,
Yeah.
and Davion was
The
trying
crowd
to.
didn't seem to care. They were happy with it.
Yeah, he was trying to. He was trying to rob us of our matches. I was like, hold up, I paid to see matches.
Yes.
But before we continue on to battlegrounds, we're going to take a quick note from our sponsors.
All right.
Do you have dreams of getting a sick pump and getting jacked and juicy like Jacked and Juicy Joe Angelo Garcia and the King Outlaw Jason Bruce? Then what you need to do is you need to come on down to Advanced Fitness Center AFC 2221 FM 2280 King, Texas. Come in and get a sick pump. Ask questions. Call 817-506-0003, 817-506-0003. King, Texas, come in and get jacked and juicy like Jacked and Juicy, baby.
So we are back, and we obviously discussed everything New Beginnings already. And the next show that we are going to see this month on the 27th is Battlegrounds. Now, we all need to know. I want to know. Is there a plan in place already?
There is a plan in progress. I think I would say I'm about 90% finished with it. I've got a few uh, T's to cross and I's to dot. Um, I have everyone in place. I just need those signatures on the paper for a few of these matches. But I think we have a pretty dang good show lined up. I will say this: Red Chambers will be in action. That's one of the matches that I'm still just. I think we're about 99% there.
Yeah.
We'll be announcing that very soon. But we just announced that APR's Tucson Dunn will be taking on LE Cobra in a uh, uh, no holds barred.
Oh, yeah.
We're going all out on that one.
And on that
Um,
one, that's actually for the new Foot 360 Social Media Championship.
yes, we are excited to be doing that. Jackson Juicy will be there with presenting or receiving, I guess would be more of that. But we have brand new tag team title belts
Oh, yeah.
that they will be receiving. Gave them the night off, but they will still be there to receive those. And then we'll have our first ever women's match as Hilda La Muneca will be taking on Erin Eris. Hilda is the APW Women's Champion, so I am very excited to bring her
Ooh.
into NTW and let her show her dominance there. So
So,
Erin's no slouch. I mean, I'm not putting anything past Erin. I shouldn't put it that way, but it's going to be a fun match watching these two women go at it. So
oh, yeah. Because, like I said, we have spoken to Tex Mex, we have spoken to Red Chambers, and it seems, I personally do like women's matches.
mhm.
Obviously, I see them all the time on, television, AEW, WWE, TNA, NXT. Women's matches are sometimes even better than the men's matches.
And these two, they they're they're not timid. We'll go with that. They're
Oh,
not going to hold back. I mean, um, Hilda just was in a cage match here, um, defending her title. Um, Went off the top of the cage, uh, taking out Morgan Mercy, taking out her opponent there. Absolutely no holes barred when it comes to Hilda. Aaron, I've seen in action a few times, and again, I know she's not going to hold back either. So these two ladies are you're gonna get a fight. This is going to be actual wrestling. This is going to be actual hard hitting action. It's going to be a lot of fun. So
man, I can't wait for that. And
yeah.
I know a lot of people are giving you a lot of the credit for helping pave the way for this women's division in NTW. How did this come to be? Were you just like, we need more? Do the fans deserve more? Is that where the thought process
Yeah, I
was?
mean, and it was a thing of, like I said, I've worked with Hilda a little bit here uh, with APW, and I approached her and said, "Hey, would you be interested in taking on another promotion?" She already works MPX. I mean, she works all over the place, but she works several of the North Texas spots, and I've seen Arkansas. I've seen her all over. So she definitely is well traveled. Um, and she's always up for a challenge. And so we contacted you know the hardest part about the women is finding time to book them. We you have a list of but they're high demand. They're very popular. They're booked out way far in advance. That's why we couldn't even get them on till April. We started this process 6 months ago just to get them for
Oof.
April. It was it takes time to get the women in. They're in high demand. They're very talented individuals, and I'm hoping to have a lot more of it. So
Oh,
we'll get a full women's division going.
yeah, no doubt this is just the first of many more to come. Um, and I know I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna enjoy all the matches y'all got lined up, especially that one because I have seen clips of both ladies, and I'm like, wow, okay, this could
And you have to
steal the
give
show
credit.
from the guys.
Yeah, and you have to give credit to the board of directors to step up and pay these women and to honor these agreements because without the board of directors involvement, I mean, sometimes there's certain individuals that you have to pay a premium to get. It's just the way it is. And when you approach the board and they're like, "Yeah, let's do it," it's great. Having the right sponsors, having the right individuals, it's always wonderful. So.
Oh yeah. But before we wrap it up here, obviously I know where I can find you on Facebook, but what other social media platforms can NTW fans and WTP fans find you at?
So my I'm mostly find on Facebook. It's the squaredcircle.com or the Squared Circle Facebook page. It's Advanced Pro Wrestling, and my personal page is Chris Hill. It's the Toy Man Chris Hill. You can find that. I have some other social medias. I'm just not as active on there. But we do the podcast every Thursday night um, live, and that's broadcast on the Wrestling Society Network, on YouTube, on Facebook, as well as we put all of our content on the DC Network as well. So we're building up APW and working on getting the same thing with NTW. We want to get them on all the right platforms and get things going so that more eyes can see. My whole mission is to bring eyes to these talented individuals. I mean, these men and women put everything on the line. I said it at the beginning. There is nothing like an indie show, and to get them the experience, the opportunities, and to just get them, a lot of them just need eyes, and if they get the right eyes, they're gonna go high. They're gonna go far, and I fully believe in that. I see so many of these individuals that I could see them on a much higher level. It's just getting them in front of the right people.
I could not agree more with you, man.
So
I definitely agree with that. On behalf of myself and the WTP community, we want to thank you for allowing us to be part of this partnership and this growth process for NTW. And I am looking for a lot, into the future with a lot better shows and everything coming from you being GM.
yeah, we'll do our best and keep going. Thank the board of directors for their support in all this, because without them, you can say you want to do whatever you want. If you don't have the support of the people actually handling the money, it doesn't matter. So thank you, board of directors, for all you do. You are a great help and a great support, and we'll keep doing what we can and get to make NTW proud, bring some great content to the fans, and hopefully some matches that you'll love.
Oh yeah, no doubt. But thank you, Toy Man, for being on here today. But that's all we got for you guys. Like he said, you can catch him on all his social medias, catch him at the next show in NTW, and on his podcast, The Square Circle, every Thursday on Facebook.
And Deshaun loves my shirts.
Oh,
I'm
Deshaun
just gonna
loves the
throw it
show.
out there. Yeah.
Deshaun's the #1 fan of this show and the Square Circle.
Yes.
But y'all take it easy. God bless. Stay safe, and peace.
Have a good one.